Okay, I'm going to call the April 1st, 2024 Guilford Parks and Recreation Commission meeting to order at 6:30. We have no public forum because there's nobody here. Correspondence. So we had a letter from, a copy of a letter that Matt Hoy had sent up supporting the grant for the Bittner Park pathway. We also, okay, I did this. We also had Kathy sent something in, and apparently somebody had a birthday party here and was complimenting Todd, the custodians. And then the other ones were concerning the trail at Baldwin, and basically I think the most important part is to know that Anthony is on top of this. He updated everybody. He's dropped off the wood chips. He put in chain, and so he'll keep everybody appraised of how he's doing, but he is on top of it. So
And Bill was very happy.
and Bill was very happy with the progress, so kudos to all. Okay, can we get a motion to approve the minutes of the March 4th, 2024 meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of March 4th, 2024 meeting. For the date of
Second, Mike? Any questions, any comments, any additions, deletions, corrections, anything? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, a review of expenditures. Kathy always does a great job on the minutes.
lots of experience, right, Kathy?
I think you've been here as long. And
So yes, and also bear with me with the just getting.
Florence is
It's here.
yeah, that's Lawrence.
So it's like stuff like that. Right. So I'm still getting us a chance to look through what the department's spending money on, so. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Any questions or comments on the bills? All right,
I did have a question, shock you. It was something about the, committee that was eliminate, the high school.
the weight room, the high school weight room.
Yeah. Tony is highlighted in pink.
at every time.
When they added on the, or rebuilt the high school. There's that weight room in the back that did not get torn down. It's still there, but they sort of gave it to the Park and Rec to oversee at the time. And we are still overseeing it.
So we did just reach out to Cliff at the high school to find out whether or not we would be then giving that back to them. So apparently there was a grant that was written.
And the building has to be there for X amount of time.
Right, so anyway, we're waiting for a response back to know if we're gonna continue operating this way or not. I'll let you all know next month.
We have asked that.
Still asking that for 4 years.
No, we asked.
You gotta get it up.
Because we do, we get in.
And I'm still asking.
No, it's part of our budget.
But it's
Part of
somewhere
our-
else,
It's part of our
yeah.
budget, and when you present the budget, they know that it's part of our budget. So if they take that back, then that money would just not be in our budget. So they kind of know, yeah,
So all of
it's still one big pot, it's coming out of the town of Guilford, so. Exactly. All right, so I need a motion to approve the expenditures for March of 2024.
I'll make a motion that we approve the expenditures for March 2024.
Second?
Second.
Any other questions about the expenditures? All in favor? Aye.
Hi,
Okay,
Hey, Lawrence here.
welcome.
Welcome, Lawrence.
how you doing?
It's really comfy.
Very comfy, Lawrence.
Very comfy.
In the hospital.
We'll talk after. Okay. The director's report, I love it.
Yes.
I love pictures, I love everything. Anything particularly that you want to propose
Let's go over the paddle bikes.
for that? Oh, because usually we do that. Okay, I'm sorry, because I'm so used to doing the other way. The new paddle boats.
Right, so I understand that's not something we necessarily would have put on the agenda for the commission. However, when I did go to get approval for the Board of Selectmen, there was a comment made about the pink flamingo boat. And it was, they didn't even have pictures necessarily, we just basically said we were gonna be looking at the caricatures. Boats, thought it would be family fun, a little more fun than just plain boats. And so, it kind of surprised me, and I said, okay, I'll just have to bring that to the commission for their thoughts. And so I did provide some of the pictures that, you know, our office was considering. We did get the approval to purchase them. But if you have any strong feelings about that, you don't have to get certain ones, we can get, those are about there might be one other choice, like if you said, nope, I think Pink Flamingo should go. Then I believe there's a one other choice, which we would look very much like the Swan.
Like, is it gonna get just, different ones or one group of like a flock of swans or
We
something
were
or?
considering getting
You
different
know,
ones.
yeah,
We
it's
thought
fine, I think.
felt like maybe a young boy would be like, oh.
Yeah.
And then the other group would
Yeah.
like, go, and I just felt it was fun.
It's fun to have different colors.
And pink is fabulous.
It's colorful, and I think honestly, it'll brighten up the pond, it'll brighten up the lake
I think it's fun.
So
for.
so I always ask again, just maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
storage, and warranty.
Right, so we have boats already, but they're old, and we were
Yes, right.
considering putting them back in there, so we will store them and. store them.
There's
Fine.
room for if
Yes.
these are bigger or whatever, they're, yeah, okay.
And the warranty is a year.
And they're insured as well.
Okay.
Under the insurance,
And
I
they
have
all-
to already.
And we also got the stainless steel apparatus too, so that.
You base your return on investment on past usage.
No, so I base my return on investment because we have never charged, so that was another reason why I put it here. We're
Yep.
spending 20,000 plus on these boats. I also felt in order to keep it manageable, so if it is really exciting, instead of having kids running and jumping and grabbing boats and wanting to go out, I think it'd be more manageable if we charge, you know, $10 a boat for an hour. I mean, four people on a boat would be, you know, very nominal fee, but I felt that it would also keep it controllable. And it's possible that we even could set up an online system that like on Saturday, Rose, you know, confirmed the 1 o'clock boat. You know, somebody already has the 2 o'clock boat. But in that way, there's less cash at the beach. And,
$10 bill or.
and,
or
but we
scan.
also have a
Yeah.
mobile system that can take credit cards. My philosophy is definitely less cash.
Yeah, less cash, that's why we started the charge.
Less
Chart,
cash.
we made them,
It's-
and people don't even have that much cash
Right.
with them, so it's
That's
not a
smart,
problem. for most
easier.
people.
And then if
Easier
they
to
can do it
charge.
online and the reserve one, great.
The only question I have about reservation online is that every year we talk about parking there, and then on certain days it gets filled. So if you say, I'm gonna come at 1 o'clock and go boating, maybe you don't have a parking spot there and can't get into the beach, so that could be a problem,
That's gonna be.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought.
you know, so maybe,
Which we don't even know we can do yet. so-
right,
but I think that's-
And then you'd have one, then you'd have to have one of the lifeguard, like, how would that work with
Well, we
staff?
already do it.
We do
At
have
the-
a mobile,
okay.
thing, they can actually.
Okay.
Slide their credit card on it too.
But I mean, like, the person paying attention to who's,
There's
like,
the
kind
key
of looks
going
like
on
that.
there
they
anyway.
do.
Guards, gate
Okay.
guards could sort of
Okay.
keep an eye on, I think they do that now, they've been doing it now.
Have Somebody for the paddle boats anyway. they're
Yeah.
That's right, okay.
Okay.
streaming life
Yes,
vests
yes,
and all
okay.
that kind of stuff. So somebody already done.
So we
that.
already have some.
That's good,
Yeah.
Okay,
If they sign a waiver.
yes. That would be good, well, I guess that could be good to have, not paper
Like a digital.
waiver. And then also if kids, you know, families go multiple times, it's sort of all saved in your system and they don't say, oh, I already signed that. And there's, because there was always the binder with all those papers.
Right,
Mhm.
we're probably trying to resolve that. in the
Yeah.
office As well, we still have, like, seniors will come up with that. How many more of these papers do I have? to sign?
Yeah.
We want to talk to our town attorney.
Yeah.
And find out if there's one universal for the year, they sign off for all Guilford Senior
Senior
Parks and Recreation Programs.
Oh, wouldn't that be?
Mhm.
Done,
Yeah,
already signed it, for whatever you do for the year of 2024, you've already signed the waiver.
yeah,
Less paper, less trees.
And then less chasing, because you don't have to follow up with them for an event or something.
So we have two questions. Which ones we're gonna order and how much we're gonna charge? Right.
And are you okay with the $10?
Yeah.
I think even in the first summer, like, let's see how it goes. You know,
I agree.
It's new, so.
and everyone's gonna see brand new spanking boats, so they're all gonna know that they cost some money, so this is just giving
Mhm.
towards the investment of
Yep.
the boats, and if it goes smoothly, then we can revisit it for next summer to see what you all think.
Personally, I like the before.
How long do they go out for? 15
An
minutes?
hour.
An hour?
An hour.
Yeah, total of an hour to go out into the lake, and that we're basically gonna you have to stay
Stay within.
within.
Yeah, I know I did it a long time ago.
And so they come back.
can't remember.
Well, we'll be
Another $10.
They'll be so exhausted if they come back 2 hours later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so tiring, especially if you have kids with like, who stop pedal.
They don't pedal.
Yeah, they don't pedal. They do it when they get out. That they're so exhausted.
could even envision maybe at some point too, maybe even having like a little, family race or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Well, I think people have
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that would be fun.
Do you want this in a motion or you just want an agreement? Yeah, I think we do agree.
Yeah.
Great.
So you agree?
So it's 4 or 5?
Four.
That's perfect.
So that was on your,
Yep.
okay.
We did $10.
And like I said, in my first proposal. Answer your question. The $10 was just on a very, if $10, if each boat was sold out every single day for this summer, we would pay for the boats in one summer. However, that's not gonna happen, so I cut that in half, saying that we pay for it in 2 years.
Okay, so
All
any other? I appreciate the pictures because it's so nice to see,
Yeah.
you said that Anthony has, built new kayak racks. It's nice to see them.
Like that.
I do, and I tried to get into the room to see the, yes,
yeah, yeah.
to see how
The
the painting had come out, because I stopped in with their painting. I told them if they told me ahead of time, I'd have brought a brush.
Yes, so our staff, myself including Karen, Ellen, and Olivia, we all grab paintbrushes and we all found out we're pretty good painters. So brand new floor, brand new carpeting and tile. So the room looks spectacular, and that was our programming money.
And the place was jammed for St. Patrick's,
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day. I
Mhm.
think back to the,
And I put in the pictures of the leadership, the girl
Yeah.
leadership program, because it was so exciting.
yes.
Nice. It was filled young women.
Nice.
And then, of course, the young girl rock band was playing.
That's great.
So cool.
That's great. Fun.
That's room,
Oh,
and it was just. My heart was beating, and
Well-
then downstairs was packed. So when was?
It's nice to see that.
Saturday, the 23rd.
it's nice to see young people in the buildings. but
Yeah, Definitely.
And I like the pictures of the AEDs because now we know where they are. That's what I was gonna ask, actually, is where's the bid number? There were pictures of most of the
It's
spots.
right up. Near pickleball courts, and it's right near the first tee or
Re-
whatever, not tee, basket. There's a basket up there.
The reason I was asking is because, I thought that's where it was, but there was some conversation online about having one closer to the ball fields.
Talking about the AED.
Yes.
So there was an email that came through to the selectman's office, that was forwarded. I have not replied to her, however, I've since, discussed it with the office, but, this is a brand new initiative. And to think that we have this many towns, I mean, Darien, we have 2, but to think we have this many in all these parks, so I appreciate her comment. And it may be Little League, we were thinking we'd talk to Little League and see if they might wanna, donate one.
Yeah, that's a good
Because it really would be for the baseball field right
Yeah.
there, the playground,
Right.
soccer, maybe the.
Maybe the sports that way. But I wanted to bring it up just because
Yeah.
it had come up. I had seen someone ask that question
Yeah.
and because we're so fortunate that we've gotten so many.
So many, and there's probably other places other people could say, why don't we have one
Yeah,
here?
oh, that's true.
On the AED, so the last time I mentioned that we need more training. I don't know if you had
Yes.
approached the fire department because they did a wonderful job with the one up in Vintner, but
I did, I had a long discussion with Alan about it, and apparently the fire department. I don't wanna. I have to get the exact words for, I think I'd feel more comfortable having Alan write an email to the group, to the commission, explaining what had happened with the training and why they wouldn't do another full one again. So I'd
That's
rather than guess at how she responded to that, so
Yeah,
let
that's
me
a good
have
idea.
her
it's
write
the
an
fire
email.
department. Okay.
Let me have her
Who did they train
confirm.
before?
Just the public, right? Was it just anybody who signed up?
Yeah, there was an announcement,
Yeah.
I think through the Park and Rec at the time, that said there's a new AED up there. We're gonna hold a Victoria back.
Yeah.
Victoria.
She arranged it, and there had to be 50 people there listening to two people from the fire department explaining.
Because I brought it back to Alan, all excited about what you had said, and again, I just don't wanna mess up how she
Her answer,
responded to
yeah.
her answer, because apparently there was discussions about how it was run, and I had mentioned the online, possible online one too, so
Right.
let me have her
That's a good
respond back to the commission.
Okay.
I was gonna suggest an
Yeah.
online or social media,
Mhm.
campaign.
But like Mike was saying last month, it was really informative and really great on site. I just can't recall word by word why somebody's
And I
not.
think people are more, like, I think people get more hesitant to try to use them because it scares you.
Mhm.
And I've used them before, so like we had one at the church.
We have one at church.
But like it does walk you through,
It does.
but I think people are more likely to go ahead and use it if they have just a little bit of something.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And now that we have so many, it's a great point.
Yeah,
Well, there
exactly.
was a good division of things that people would do, they could be cemented in. One person calls 911.
Right. Yeah,
One
one person does this,
one
yes.
person does that.
This building,
Yes.
you could conceivably do a couple of trainings here. Times a year.
Let me have her
I just-
respond.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, let's talk to Ellen and then we'll, yeah.
The other thing is that with Alan's trying to work out is that it's been asked to call the fire department to get a code before you can open it. Which is often, I'm thinking, well, if you're across the
Emergency.
field, or right, you're like. You know,
Run over without your phone,
Right.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, that
so,
would be horrible.
yeah, there's a
I-
lot of that going on too, because they're locked, they don't want people tampering with.
Right, I was just gonna say that if you don't,
Just
yeah,
understand.
I see something that
that's true.
alarms people, that it's been open, like alarms the
Yes.
fire department, that one has been open. But to need a
Instead
lot
of-
of key,
We need to really work that out.
We need to,
that-
yeah.
that makes no sense at all.
We could look into another
Get it
one
for
for
tampering, but it makes
training too.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I'm sure there's some others
Yeah.
around.
By next month, we'll be clearer.
Okay.
Questions involved in this, so we have to.
No, it's a good investment and it's a good service.
It is, but we just wanna make sure everything gets done right.
I have, question about are we just, general questions,
Other work,
the elevators are great. How old are the ones we have?
I think they're the original,
Oh.
and they're not replacing the doors, it's just the mechanism.
Right.
they
So-
did it today,
So
yesterday.
they went to measure them and. look
Okay,
at
cause one day I
analytics,
went
and
by,
were here.
they were here for a
But
couple
we're
hours.
having a pre-construction meeting on Thursday with Olympus, and this particular elevator is one of their vendors they're using. So we're not looking to upgrade them until August, when it's a little bit lower in the summer.
Mm.
But that has to do with the HVAC, has to do with
Mhm.
fire alarms and
Yeah.
elevator doors, big project.
And the lifeguards, is that a challenge getting lifeguards to?
Yes.
Every year.
Some years
It
more
has
than
been.
others.
Does the Y do training, lifeguard training?
They use Red Cross.
Oh, okay. So the kids who are interested will go there, and then they usually come here.
Red Cross. Certified. Yep, they all have to be certified.
I don't know if we're still feeling the effects of COVID, but for those few years there was no training of lifeguards. And so that left a pretty big gap. So,
I think like in every town,
Yeah.
there, some years you have more kids
Yeah.
coming out, and other years
No.
you're like
Mhm.
you're shaking your head.
New cadre comes through.
Yeah.
So you're always looking for your returning staff and then just filling the gaps. And I believe she's getting there.
Talked with her. And the only other thing I would add to these is that the extravaganza was a lot of fun, a lot of people, and it was, I think, pretty well received. Yeah, and the bunny was great.
And the St. Patrick's Day thing, you started saying this when we went back, but was great too. So,
It was,
Yeah, really.
it was
Yeah.
packed.
What was that? I'm sorry.
St. Patrick's Day lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I need to ask about the softball field because I know the weather wasn't very
So they
helpful.
started.
Good, because I just wasn't sure because the dates in the report, it was probably written before then it was horrible weather. So it said phase 1 will be complete by the 5th. So that's Friday. That's still the case.
So what they're, well, again, now.
And it's gonna rain the next 2 days.
It's
That's
just
why I
what
was
they say.
asking like what they think. And then it's spring break though, so that gives time.
But the states now will give the Public Works time to get the field playable for play and
Mhm.
not have to deal with the drainage.
Okay.
Until after. So now we actually have plenty of time, because it should only take 2 full good days. Right now, they dug down.
Yeah.
And then they gotta order the clay, and once the clay comes in, they can just, shouldn't take more than 3 days.
Good. I'm just curious and
Yeah.
how it shifted since it was supposed to rain.
Yeah, so even if it's Tuesday and Wednesday rain, it should be dry Thursday, Friday,
Mhm.
so I'm sure there's a lot of work done there.
And then they're all off there's no practice next week because it's spring break.
So perfect. So it should,
And it's supposed to be nice next week, at least the first 2 days of the week.
yeah, there was a little disappointment. But,
Yes, I know.
And then I'm always asking about the turf, because we've had so many issues with this turf.
So
Um,
the latest was the Tony found
Yeah.
3 small tears. We've already had standing fields committee that discussed it. We also had a Zoom call with Paul Schmidt, who's part of. In Florida, he got on this call. I've been in touch with the vendor already. They're coming out and meeting with Tony this week to look at them. However, threw in that little clause that said that even though they're coming out to see them, they're not responsible for them. So interesting that little concept there, but. Yeah, this is also because we're anticipating, we don't want them to get larger.
Correct, those tears.
And there's some
Maintenance.
speculation as
Maintenance.
to whether it's the sand, because
Yeah.
the stadium was done in, I believe, 2009. And
Nothing.
nothing's wrong
Yep.
with it. So now this new turf
Correct.
has got sand and making it heavier, and that's what they're speculating, or that's. He thinks if maybe we can get some of that sand out of it, maybe that's.
So I noticed, because it says while the turf is still under warranty.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay.
Yes.
I pushed
We're
that last
jumping
time
on
because,
that.
yeah, okay.
We do have another Zoom call this Thursday.
Turf's been nothing but,
You definitely don't want to miss a beat.
nothing but problem. Okay, report of the commission. Dating Fields.
I went to my first meeting. It's an eclectic group of people, to say the least. Pam covered most of this stuff in her report. One thing she didn't cover is they're having their annual field walk on Saturday, the 20th. It starts at 7 AM at Adams Tennis Court. I plan to be there, but everyone's welcome.
That's why they have you.
I realize that.
I should say, that's why they have you and I.
That's it.
All right, thank you. Green Committee.
Didn't have
Generally.
any committee.
Okay.
I planned on meeting, but they.
That's good news. Land acquisition, we know.
No meeting. There was no meeting.
And if there
And
was,
if you're
you
interested,
can't talk
don't say anything.
about
But
don't
you're
want
still
that
on the agenda every
I
now.
know. We talked about the Rothbergs.
it.
And that's public information.
Takes over those buildings.
That's-
Okay. All right, unfinished business, Jacob Septic Improvements. The end is sort of in sight.
Yeah, so mid-April, so I think the last we met, the contract was signed, and it was even, the language was changed to make sure that, in the contract, it said that the work should be done by the end of April, but however, it's been so wet that we changed the language to push it out a month, even though it won't take that long. So that should be up and ready and done and complete by mid-May, if not earlier.
Great. At last. Okay, the shade at the splash pad is on. Oh, I'll let you explain.
So, yeah, it makes sense, like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be the
Timing
middle of the.
does make sense.
it's gonna be right in the middle.
It was in the
of July.
director's report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and so I did speak with the couple in town that are donating a significant amount of money. They were, I feel like he was a little bit disappointed. I sent him basically the same email after I sent it to you all. And but I explained, you know, it really is, it's process, and I wouldn't have imagined, did you get a chance to talk to Dennis about the process?
Yeah, but-
Okay, that's just how long it takes. Yeah, so we, as I stated, we could get that application in by April 5th. But it will be for an anticipated approval of June 5th, that still have to go out to bid, it'll be July. At this point, we have so many different improvements, we want, why not wrap it into one application and try to get the approval at once, so unfortunately, it would have been nice to get that ready, but I think the approvals needed to be prior to January of this year.
so we don't have to list all of, we don't have to file each one separately, we just file one big.
As far as I know, the only thing I'm still trying to understand here is that, like, for instance, we want to raise the playground at to more of a grade level.
Right.
At Jacobs. My understanding is that we have to go through coastal,
Yeah, that's,
Review.
yeah, probably.
so maybe that's not P and Z, whereas, and then Bittner, we want to raise that due to, and mitigate the flooding issues there, we have to go to inland wetlands.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we go to inland wetlands, then P and Z. I think, Darien, that's what I had to do.
I think so.
So anyway, there's
Yeah.
some other things I need to,
Inlands, wetlands, first, that's what I would have done.
Right.
Then, yeah.
so it seems like the right thing to say, wrap it in one, but I'm not.
Right.
So too sure it's as
Doable.
easy as that, right?
Yeah. Okay, but we'll work on it.
Yeah.
So the Adams field conversion, we sort of talked about that.
Mhm.
Anything more about that? Please good with
I
that?
think we're gonna be good.
All right. The grant for the Bittner Park, that's in process. We've got Nat supporting it, so we're good.
Right.
Anything else?
That'll be a couple of months.
Is it
And
more,
we had a lot of other support too, I mean, the police.
I'm sure, yes.
is it more than a couple months? Is it the fall that we would be anticipating?
The contract wouldn't be signed till like October,
Okay,
but hopefully in a few months we'll hear.
we'll know whether, okay, didn't realize that.
That's just for the design.
Mhm. Everything is a process.
Yes.
Okay, so the Guilford Garden Club, Blue and Gold Star Memorial Proposal, so they came and presented last month. We had all the information. So do we need to take a vote on this?
Well, maybe we might wanna hold on that until next month, because I know she's going to be meeting Tony out of the site.
Okay,
And that probably be best to come back and say,
okay.
Tony thought this was good or not good.
Okay.
You take it.
Well,
Oh, he will. Yes. Okay, painting the new pickleball courts at Bittner.
so I reached out to Tom Hending, we've also used Tom in the past, we have. Will be moving out there, hopefully. I reached out to him today about tomorrow, he hasn't got back to me yet, because they're ready to get going to, schedule it. But again, they haven't been out too much either in all this rain, so most likely that painting will get done until May, it's nice and warm.
We talked about the cracking. That's.
Around the outside, yes, he's not concerned with that
not
at all.
concerned.
He said that's exactly the way it should look right now, and then they'll be smoothing all that out. And even if there's any pockets, like for instance, if you've seen any pooling,
Oh, yeah, the
Right.
way it is now.
those will all be fixed, that they will not pool like that, that's just new construction.
The only thing I would add is I did go down to the bocce courts last
Oh.
Saturday when I was here, and the handles are quite nice.
Good.
So they gotta get the rest of them in by
Mhm.
for Tuesday. But they are really nice and sturdy and something because a lot of people
Yeah.
are tripping. So
Yeah.
That's great.
that'll be great.
One more thing about the pickleball, I did get together with a bunch of people about paddle racks,
Oh, good,
so I have a couple recommendations. I'll be coming.
excellent.
Any-
And just to clarify, the paddle racks are like a rack that would be on the fence that all multiple paddles can be held, correct?
Yeah.
The next person to play.
Yeah, it kind of, it won't apply to the play that's rec play, because Stephanie's there to supervise it, but it'll be
For open
there
play.
for open play for anybody.
So if you show up and you wanna play, you're gonna put your paddle
Yeah.
in line, so you know that the first two people are next, their paddles are like that.
It's every pickleball court kind of has that.
Should have.
All right, any other unfinished business?
Maybe should I add, does the commission remember going over the transportation policy for the senior center? All the policies that come through the commission here? Because we've had a few instances where the transportation policy is not helping us answer this issue. So, rather than talk about them right now, I prefer to get them on the agenda
Okay,
and send the transportation policy to the commissions. We can take a look at it. So if we can make a few tweaks where it's easier for our staff to
Yep.
handle these gray areas.
Yeah.
Sure.
That does remind me of that, thank you. I don't remember if Jen sent it or maybe you sent it all of the policies and
Yes.
the,
Yeah.
and the
Yes, that was great.
binder and all of that as PDFs. That was
Yeah,
a lot of information and very helpful.
good. And I also want to just take a moment to say thank you to those that made time to sit down with me for one-on-one. For those that haven't yet, just reach out to me. Hopefully we can come up with a time. But it's been really helpful for me to
Absolutely.
know, who you are, how long you've been on the commission, what you've learned from it.
The martinis were excellent.
okay, new business, the quarterly report for the program account. Do you have, I don't have that,
No, I don't, you know what, I wonder why,
why it's even here.
well, Laura asked to keep it on there.
If it's last month we talked about it. so I think
Yeah.
we didn't do
We
it
need
last
to have
month.
it
on the agenda.
No, and I wonder, my report too, I listed what.
Yes.
Project,
Yeah, right,
yeah. Report for you.
okay, we would just take that right off. All right, any other business?
I know, wow. It's like Yukon time.
You can walk home and.
Oh,
be like,
wow.
This is good, right?
Yeah.
Games on.
If there is no other business, then a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hope you're doing okay.
Have a good evening, everybody. See you guys.
Wording
Good
before.
evening.
But don't get rid of Lawrence.
Hold on, Lauren. Don't go yet, Lauren.
Don't go.
4 minutes.